I'm back at it with another video. Let's get straight into this video. This has been a video I have been wanting to make for years. So the fact that I'm finally making it, it must be my birthday again today. Let's jump straight into it. This video is probably gonna be titled something like Deadbeat Grandparents. Now I know you probably like, Taylor, what are you talking about? No, because I'm the type of person, I'm not sparing nobody. If you're toe up, if you're doing messed up things, especially if you're lying on me and trying to attack me, whether it's physically, spiritually, emotionally, I don't care what it is, I will clock your tea. I don't care if you're grandma, grandpa, cousin, aunt, I don't care. So I will be getting on my grandparents. If you feel like grandparents is untouchable and should nobody speak on grandparents or older people, please go ahead and do yourself a favor and click off this video, because I'm going to be digging in they behind for real. And I'm going to try not to cuss. I'm going to try my best not to cuss. So the reason why this video is titled Deadbeat Grandparents is because that's exactly how I could describe my grandparents. My grandparents was never really hands-on in me and my brother's upbringing. Of course, we would see them occasionally when it would come to like family gatherings, vacations, or family reunions. But it was never a time that I just went and like stayed with my grandparents for like a month or like for summer break. Well, nah, I stayed with my grandparents for spring break, but that was because around that time, I think they caught me like smoking weed. I don't remember, but I was getting in trouble around that time. And so that's why they had, and I think my dad was with me. But this is why I feel like I have this beef with my grandparents, especially my grandma. I don't know a lot about my granddad, but he not exempt from these lashes. He is not exempt from these lashes because he is connected to my grandma. So I know if my grandma is evil, he evil too. He not slick. Sometimes people try to act like, oh, it's this person, it's not me. If you're in a marriage or a relationship with them, it's both of y'all. So anyway, like I done said in previous videos, my father SA'd me when I was a little girl. I believe around the age of like 4. I don't really remember, probably like 3, 4. But like I said, I don't know exactly what age. My mom was never gonna tell me that this happened, which is crazy, because me healing from that has done so much for me. So I guess that's what it was. Maybe she thought she was gonna hold me back. I think she never wanted me to know, so I wouldn't put all the pieces together, because I've been putting a lot of pieces together. Like I done been clocking a lot of T's for real. So I do believe that part of the reason why my dad was so attracted to me during my upbringing and why he had ended up SAing me was due to some of the trauma and things that he experienced during his upbringing. I spoke on a previous video about my uncle allegedly having some weird relationship with my great aunt Lisa. So, allegedly. So I heard about that, but I'm knowing it probably was all type of incest going on inside that household, even sibling on sibling. Now, I don't know. I'm not saying this is facts. I'm just telling you it makes sense. I definitely would believe that that is something that has went on within a household. Now, this is why I believe this. Because you can research this on Google, that when 2 adults get together and they start having a whole bunch of children, but they don't have the resources and the finances and the space to basically be there and nurture those children in the way that they need. Basically, you know what? Long story short, if you have 5 kids stacked up in one room, 9 times out of 10, well, I don't want to say 9 times out of 10, but that is putting those children at risk to become to become basically incest. You're not supposed to have a whole bunch of kids and then y'all live in a 1 bedroom, because as time go on and them kids start to grow up, they're going to start going through things like puberty and stuff. So if you have them all stacked up on top of each other and everybody sleeping in the same bed from the age of 2 to 15, 16, 9 times out of 10, those children will naturally become attracted to one another because that is a part of human nature, literally. That's why you're not supposed to do it. That is actually highly neglectful and traumatizing for parents to sit up and have children back to back to back, and they don't have enough space within their home. Like I said, like having 2 to 3 kids in a 1 bedroom. That's not fair. And y'all sit up and, oh my gosh, you're judging me. You care more about your feelings than the well-being of your kids? Who cares if you feel like people are judging you? Why are you not taking the proper steps to create a better life for your children and your family? That is so sick to me, bro. So that's what my grandparents, they raised my dad and his siblings, They raised my dad and his siblings in like a 2 or 3 bedroom trailer or something like that. Obviously, they did move. I think at one point they were staying in the projects, maybe in an apartment. But from what my dad has told me, it sounded like they never really had enough space for all the children that they had. I'm going to try to count up all the kids that was had. So as far as I know, I counted up to 7. It might be 8, but I counted up to 7. So that tells you enough right then and there that my grandma and my grandpa was having children back to back. Now, I was not able to really talk to my grandparents, especially my grandma, and get the tea on, well, not the tea, but I was never really able to talk to my grandma and have her tell me about my dad's upbringing, because to get more understanding of my parents, I like to understand their upbringing, and that helps out a lot. So just from the things that I have learned in the extensive research that I've been doing over the years, what I think was going on, and I could be wrong, this is all alleged news. I think that my grandfather possibly was colorist. If you don't know what colorism is, look it up. I think my grandfather was colorist. And I think he got with my grandma because she was light-skinned and she could have had a certain texture of hair. A lot of times when men choose partners through colorism, they will tend to abuse those said partners, whether that is physically, mentally, emotionally. So my grandfather got with my grandma, and I feel like he was cheating on her and stepping out on her and stuff. And I feel like my grandfather kept getting my grandma pregnant, so she essentially could not leave him. And I know things was different back in the day, but that still don't excuse a lot of that stuff that was going on. My granddad used to get drunk, and he would have my dad and his siblings go out in the woods and fight each other. My grandfather used to make his children fight each other. Why would you bring all of those children? They brought at least 7 children into this world. And God blessed you with 7 children, and you turned around and had these kids in the woods fighting each other. Is it because my granddad is a coward? I think so. That sounds very cowardly to me. It sounds like my granddad was too cowardly to raise the boys that my grandma gave birth to. And it sounds like my grandma was not woman enough to be a good mother to the women that she gave birth to. Now let's talk about that. Because my grandma is the type, she be on the phone every day talking about everyone else's business, telling everyone else's business. So grandma, let's talk about your business. Let's talk about it. Let's lay it on the table. Whatever I may get wrong in this video, please correct me. Because y'all was in there wilding on y'all kids and y'all was traumatizing them. Just for those kids that have kids and they traumatize us, but guess what? It's gonna end with me. I'm putting a stop to all of this. Y'all ain't never seen no family member like me. I'm the one that's gonna take it to the internet with it. I got videos talking about y'all with over 1 million views. 1 million. I'm the one that's gonna snatch the rug up. Let's talk about it. Why did you sit up and have all those kids by my granddad and he was putting his hands on you? My granddad was putting his hands on my grandma, beating her up. That's why when my mom got pregnant, it triggered my dad, and he ended up abandoning my mom and treating her bad. So she had postpartum depression raising me and my brother, just for him to turn around and SA me. Ain't no telling what he did to my brother. Did he get that from y'all? Did my dad get that from y'all? And if you don't know what SA is, sexual assault, that could mean like rape, molestation, all of those things. Being attracted to children, pedophiles, because pedophilia run in my family and it ends with me. Because all y'all be in there touching on me, fucking each other. And it pisses me off, bro. It makes me mad because y'all got the nerve to freaking go around here and talk about everybody else. Talk about your shit. Tell your story. Tell your story. Because if you never would have sat up there on the phones going back and forth, Taylor this, Taylor that, I heard this, I heard that, you would never have to worry about this video being made. But since y'all want to talk about me, I got to talk about y'all. It's only right. It's only right. Y'all started it. So make sure you can finish it. Make sure you can stand in the paint with me. For real. Because I'm sick of y'all. I am. I done had it up to here with my mom, my dad, my grandma, the whole family tree. I done had it up to here and I'm done. I'm done. I got pictures of all y'all. And it will get posted. I'm sick of y'all. How y'all sat up and talked about me. My own grandma. Matter of fact, let's get into that. The last phone call I shared with my grandmother, I think this was the first time my mom put me out. So if y'all go back in 2019, my dad put me, my mom, and my brother out. We all stayed in a hotel until my mom got an apartment a month later. I think like a month or 2 months later, after all of us, me, my mom, and my brother living together in my mom's apartment, my mom also had put me out. And she allowed my brother to stay and live with her. I think he might still be with her to this day. I don't know. But she put me out. And when she put me out, I made the foolish mistake of getting in contact with my uncle Terrence McClendon. Come to the forefront. Thank you. I made the mistake of reaching out to him because I thought that since we was family, we had some type of loyalty to one another, or at least can come to each other for help or resources, especially with these people being in their 30s and 40s, and I was only, 20 years old? So I had reached out to my uncle, and he gave me the runaround. He gave me some crumbs. He sent me a little bit of money too. But I didn't even get it though. He said that he sent it in this birthday card, which I do believe him. I don't think he was lying about that. He sent it in his birthday card for me. But at the time, I was staying with somebody else. I was staying with people that was not part of my family members. So if he did send that mail and it did come to the house, somebody definitely probably just stole my money. But that's fine, they could have that. At the end of the day, I knew of my uncle going through addictions, not weed addiction, because I only was smoking weed. My uncle was on things like Molly, all kind. He probably was snorting things. My uncle he was deep into doing drugs. Do you know that my uncle Terrence thought he was slick, and he thought I wasn't gonna put two and two together? Since he was known in the family at one point as being this drug addict, when he found out that I was smoking weed And I had such this negative image around me and within my family, which I don't care. Y'all was in there fucking each other. And you think I care about y'all anyway. My uncle was a known drug addict in the family at one point. When he found out I was smoking weed, do you know that this man would call my phone and he would ask me, are you smoking anything other than weed? Are you doing anything other than weed? Now, this my uncle, right? I'm thinking my uncle loved me, right? I'm thinking he want what's best for me. So I'm telling him the truth. I'm like, nah, uncle, like, I'm not doing nothing else but weed. Like, I just smoke weed, like, that's it. And he would ask me again, no, like, but are you doing anything else? You know you could tell me. This would be him on the phone talking to me. You know you could tell me. You know you could tell me. So I would tell him. I'd be like, well, I mean, I would tell you, but I just smoke weed. And then at the time, I probably was smoking Black and Males, but that wasn't no big deal. Like, you know, whatever. So I was telling him that, no, maybe I didn't even start smoking Black and Males at the time. I don't remember. But do you know that this man kept asking me that? And at one point, he even escalated it. This man was on my phone asking me that question. And when I told him the same freaking thing that I always would say, I'm only smoking weed, he gonna say,
I don't believe you.
He must not know that I got kicked out of my crib for smoking weed. When I was living with my parents, my dad smelled weed in my car. He even found weed in my room. He called the police on me when he found it in my room. He kicked me out on the streets when he smelled it in my car. So what the hell makes you think I need to lie to you about smoking weed and weed was bad enough? That's how I know he wanted me to tell him I was doing other drugs so he could go back to them same freaking people that was judging him and tell them and give them my name so that they could all sit up, including him, and talk about me, and it didn't happen. I rebuke you. And he's supposed to be a pastor or something? He's supposed to be a pastor. He at your church, your local church. Watch out. Watch out for Uncle Terrence. What the hell? You really sat up there on my phone and kept trying to pick and pry. And you know what? God, I'm going to tell you how good God is. By the grace of God, I only was smoking weed and I wasn't dipping and dabbling into other stuff. I'm going to be honest with you. That weed was tearing me up alone. When I first started smoking weed, I was only able to take at least 1 or 2 puffs and I would have to put it down. I was off my rocker. It got so bad. And tell me if other people could resonate with this, because I kind of felt like I was alone in this. When I started smoking weed for the first time, I felt so high, you would have thought that I was on something else. Anybody else ever experienced that when you first started smoking weed? You felt like you were out your freaking body. I didn't even know weed could do that to you. I thought weed just made you like chill. Like that's how they'll show it on the TV and stuff. I'm thinking weed was just gonna make me be really relaxed. That weed had me toe the hell up. I'm talking about toe up for it. Anyway, that's beside the point. By the grace of God, I'm glad that I was not dipping and dabbling in anything else, because I would have felt comfortable enough to really share that with my uncle and be truthful to him of all the things that I was doing. And if that was the case and I would have shared that with him, I would have really trusted him. That's the crazy part about it. Like, I ain't even gonna act like, oh, I'm so smart and I would have knew that he was doing this. I had no idea that my family was so fake. Like, I kind of got a glimpse of it, especially when I heard my Aunt Ann come to the forefront. Because when I was like around 15, 16 years old, that heifer had the nerve. Do you know my mom or whoever came and told me that she was talking about me when I was a child, a teenager? My Aunt Ann was fucking talking spreading rumors around the family about me. And I don't even fuck with my Auntie Ann. I've never fucked with you. Never. I know a weird bitch when I see one. I was birthed by one. Auntie Ann, bring your ass here. Because I should have been said something to your ass. This the same auntie that used to be back and forth from my grandparents' trailer to the country, back to where she going. Ain't you, how many baby daddies do you have? How many kids do you have? This is the same, and I don't give a damn. And when it comes to my little cousins, I ain't gonna say your name. This ain't got nothing to do with you. I love you, and you might be upset that I'm talking about your mom. And I will accept that. I ain't gonna be upset that you upset with me. I love you. This ain't got nothing to do with you. But the way your mama sat up and fucking talked about me, I ain't letting that shit slide. I'm not letting it slide. Now anyway, Auntie Ann, bring your ass back up here. Because you had my little cousin taken care of and watching my other little cousin. My Auntie Ann had her older baby, her older child, taking care of the younger child. That wasn't her responsibility. Are you dumb? You ain't even want to take responsibility for your own kids. And you have the nerve to put that responsibility on a child? And you're a grown woman and can't stand on your own 2 feet. That's why you was sitting up there talking about me when I was a teenager? Let's talk about it then. Let's talk about it. Sitting up there gonna have my cousin watching my younger cousin. Talking about, I used to be over, when we would go and visit the country and my Auntie Ann was over there, I used to hear her tell her older daughter to get her, she had a son. He wasn't like a small baby. I think he was like a toddler around this time. She used to tell her daughter to go get her baby ready. While she's sitting up walking around the trailer talking. She gonna tell her daughter to go get her baby. That's your baby. Who told you to sit up and have all them kids? Was you being a pick-me? Was you trying to win a man over? Was you going baby for baby? Was you a side chick like my other aunts? What was it? Because you wanted to talk about me, right? You wanted to talk about me, right? Calling me what, promiscuous? Like I want to sleep with everybody? Did you know that I got sexually assaulted too? Is that why you was talking about me? Because by this time it happened to you too. Why you don't share your story? Why you still around them people? Why you got your motherfucking kids at them people's house where you was violated at? My Auntie Ann, you better be glad I love my cousin. You better be glad I love my cousin, because I'll tell it all. I'll tell it all. But that's her business, so I ain't gonna tell it. My Auntie Ann was sexually assaulted during her upbringing, allegedly. Gotta say allegedly. Now, I don't know about who. This is who I think. Now, I gotta say who I think. I'm not saying this is facts because they never wanted to tell me. They wanted to keep this under the rug. I'm snatching that bitch up. I'm snatching that bitch up. Y'all thought y'all was gonna gatekeep the secrets. I got them. They're in my DNA. Anyway, I think that my Auntie Ann was being SA'd by my granddad. I do. Oh, wait, can I share that? She was talking about me. Anyway, I do. I think that my grandfather is a predator. And that could be why we wasn't able to go around there that often. That could be why we didn't have no close relationship with them. Because my dad also was a predator. So, what are the abusers and stuff? They are very what's the word? Child, anyway. So I feel like possibly my Auntie Ann could have got SA'd by my granddad. I don't know, like I said, and that could have been what happened and why she had to keep moving back in with The grandparents, but I still feel like at the end of the day, that's toe up that you decide to move back in with them with your kids, knowing that your parents is not good people. So you had to have known that the grandparents was doing something to your fucking kids. Especially if my granddad did do something to you, you're fucked up. Because you had a chance to go get help for yourself. You had a chance, even if you didn't want to tell nobody, you had a chance to really sit with yourself and make that right. But the fact that you had kids, and you brought those kids in that same environment that broke you, you would forever be fucked up. So now that I done broke all this down, I'm not even mad that you was talking about me. I'm not even mad. I'm going to let you have it. Because I never sat up and thought to talk about you until you came from me. And I'm glad you did. I am so glad you did. Next, let's get into Auntie Nita. Auntie Nita, I called you that night when my mama had put me out and I was trying to find me somewhere to go. And I was underage, so I wasn't able to check into a hotel. I had to check into a motel, gas it in if you from the way. I checked in and gassed it in, and I called her fucking crying, trying to get help and tell her what the fuck was going on. My mama was abusing me. She was trying to kill me. And I sat up there and called my aunt and was trying to tell her. My aunt had the stankiest, funkiest attitude with me on the fucking phone. Imagine I'm sitting up there crying like, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. And she on the phone like, what, Taylor? Okay, well, I'm finna call your mom. So she had got off the phone with me. She got back on the phone with me and gonna tell me, your mom said that you called her a bitch and that's why it does not. Bitch, you think she gonna tell you the truth? If my mama put me out for a reason that she did not want to express and that she wanted to keep to herself, you think she gonna tell you the truth on why she put me out? And it's crazy because Auntie Nita, your mama wasn't shit. My grandma ain't shit. So you know an ain't shit mama when you hear and see and smell one. Oh, I forgot. You're an ain't shit mama. How old was you when you had I ain't gonna say his name because he ain't got nothing to do with this. I ain't never had no problem with my cousin. You feel me? I love my cousins. How old was you when you had your son? Who your baby daddy? Since you was so funky with me on the phone when I was crying, right? Because when I'm crying and when I'm trying to love on y'all and I'm being nice and sweet and hey auntie and hey grandma, when I'm being fucking sweet, y'all want to act stank as hell with me. So now I'm on y'all motherfucking level. So let's see if y'all can take it there with me. Now I'm on y'all level. Let's see what's up. How old was you when you had your baby? Who was your baby daddy? Was he married or was he not? Was your baby daddy married or was he not? He was. He was. And you got the nerve to sit up on a motherfucking pedestal and act like you better than any motherfucking body. You ought to be ashamed of your goddamn self. Sat up there and had your son raised up like that was your motherfucking sibling. And that boy been fucked up since he got here. And I pray he get help. And I pray he get therapy to heal from all that shit that he was born into. Next. Uncle Sonny. I don't even know if you even gonna be able to watch this video. I don't know. I think you gonna understand. I don't know. Uncle Sonny, you got me fucked up, bitch. Because the shit you did to my cousin. And you know what? My Uncle Sonny, he disabled, so I can't even really dig into his ass the way I want to. I gotta add some grace, but not too fucking much. Because you knew what the fuck you was doing too. I feel like part of you knew what you was doing. But this is why I say I gotta throw a little grace in there. Because like I said, my Uncle Sonny he got some type of disability. I don't know what it's called. But he did something to one of my motherfucking cousins. And if I ever see you, I will beat your motherfucking ass. I will beat your ass. Because you did something to my cousin, I believe her. She's not fucking lying. And the only reason I said I was going to give you grace is because since you are disabled or whatever the fuck going on with you, you probably saw that shit and that's why you did it. You saw somebody else rape somebody and that's why you tried to do it. And if you ever think you gonna do that shit again, I will beat your ass. And Uncle Terrence, you be with him because my Uncle Sonny, he was staying with my Uncle Tank with his big ass head. Uncle Tank, bring your big belly ass to the front with your messy ass daughter. My Uncle Sonny was living with my Uncle Tank, but my Uncle Tank was taking advantage of my Uncle Sonny. Now, I already told you my Uncle Sonny ain't all the way there. He was sitting up there taking advantage of my special needs other Uncle Sonny. And he was making my Uncle Sonny work and not paying him the money that was owed. And the man's special needs. So my Uncle Tank, he ain't shit. And we know that you was stealing money from your daughter. Okay, I'm going to get on Uncle Tank too. Nigga, we know you was stealing money from your daughter. I would say her name because I don't fuck with her, but I'm not even going to say your name because I still got respect for you. I don't fuck with you and I'll never talk to you again because you're a fake ass bitch. But at one point, you was my favorite cousin. I'm not going to say your name. But Uncle Tank, bring your big ass head here, nigga. Because we know that you was fucking stealing. Your ass is probably a predator too, allegedly. Maybe a pedophile. We don't know yet. I can't prove it yet. But your ass is on some freaky deaky, weird ass shit. And you try to cover it up with all them damn jokes and all that fucking laugh. Ain't that much shit funny in the world. Ain't nothing in the world that fucking funny for all that shit that you got going on behind closed doors with your weird ass. And that is what my Uncle Tank and his weird ass wife, Latanya, whatever the heck her name is, her too, she weird too. Cause you sit up there competing with his daughter. You sit up there, you gonna get jealous and you got this man acting funny with his fucking daughter. That's why he be dogging your ass out. So anyway, back on my Uncle Sonny. He be with my Uncle Terrence. I will beat both of y'all asses at the same time. Run it. Who else? So I talked about my Auntie Nita. Yeah, my Auntie Nita had me fucked up. Shout out to her though. She sent me $300, but not really shout out to her. She sent me that $300. That was petty money. She sent me that $300 because she knew she was acting funny as fuck with me on the phone. She knew that. I took the $300 and I spent that shit, but I'm not no stupid bitch. I'm not dumb. People expect you to be dumb. People will give you shit because they think, oh, let me get this to her so she can't talk. I'm still talking about your ass. Thank you for the $300 and you still was wrong as hell. Because I called your phone because you ain't even had to send me $300. If you just would have sat with me on the phone and let me explain to you what the fuck was going on or could have offered me some type of resources, that would have been enough. You would have been able to keep your little $300. But since you sit there and you was acting stank on the phone, thank you. Thank you. Next. Who's next? Ooh, my grandma. Grandma, I ain't gonna lie, I don't really have that much respect for you because I never seen you do anything for me, to me, around me, to have me respecting you. Because all you did was sit up there. You sat up there and had all those kids by an abusive man. And I know for a fact, if I was in that same situation that you were in, you would sit up and be somewhere fucking talking about me. And I will never respect you for that. That is evil and that is nasty. How do you expect anyone to sympathize with you about the things you went through? Because I know you went through some things. I know you was hurt. I know you was traumatized. I know this. But for you to turn that around and to traumatize a generation, you kept this shit going. And I can't respect you for that. I can't. And as for my granddad, you know I don't know. I don't fucking respect you. You thought you was slick. And I got another thing. I got a story for you about my granddaddy, right? My granddaddy weird as fuck. And that's why I was never really able to be around your ass. And it took me to have to get grown to realize that, nigga, you're weird. Because my grandparents had this wedding anniversary thing, right? And so we all came out, we got dressed up and everything. I think we even traveled, right? But one of my uncles, my grandfather's son, was walking my grandma down the aisle to my granddad. So my granddad was already at the podium or whatever you call it. And their son was walking my grandma down the aisle to my granddad. Do you know? This gonna have y'all like, what? Do you freaking know? My granddad left the damn podium, whatever it's called. He left that shit, started walking down the aisle, and took my grandma from their son. And the shit wasn't weird to me until my dad said,
yeah, your granddad always been jealous. He don't like to see your grandma with nobody but him.
What the hell type of freaky deaky dong ass shit? What the hell type of freaky deaky ass shit was going on in y'all household for that man to get jealous that he see his son walking his wife down the aisle? Y'all was fucking y'all kids, wasn't y'all? Be honest. Y'all gonna lie. Y'all was fucking them kids. Y'all had to have been. Y'all had to have been. And I don't know if it was my grandma. I really feel like it was my grandpa. It could have been my grandma too. She probably be on some nasty ass shit too. Because her sister, whoever, I think it was my granddaddy's sister, or Auntie Lisa, was on some freaky deaky shit allegedly. But y'all was in there messing with them kids. Y'all was. Cause for him to see his son walking his mama down the aisle, and you leave from where you supposed to be fucking standing and going to go get your wife, and my daddy said, he looked at that and said that it was cause you was jealous. Y'all some freaky ass bitches. And y'all, that ain't got nothing to do with me. It is with me. That's why I'm on here now exposing y'all ass. And I hope this video go up. I hope y'all run this video up. Because how dare you? What type of nasty ass shit? And the fact that nobody around you telling you this is not okay, all y'all wrong. All y'all wrong. And I hate, and you know what? Shout out to my auntie Nita, because I thought that she was going to look out. I thought that she was going to open up her doors to me, because I done seen this happen in the family when my Uncle Terrence was on drugs. They used to open up their door to him. My freaking grandma, my granddad, like I said, they would let my auntie Ann bounce back and forth from their house to whoever, whatever. So this was not an uncommon thing. Y'all done did this for other family members. The problem is y'all pick and choose who the fuck y'all want to help. And that's the problem. And only y'all gonna be affected by that. Because now I don't need nobody help. And don't be asking me for shit. And I don't give a damn what you see me driving in, riding in, where you see me going. Don't ask me for a motherfucking thing. Y'all would have better chances getting money from a stranger than getting any money out of me. Because y'all done showed y'all ass on me. And I did not deserve that. And y'all never thought y'all would see the day that I'm telling y'all what the fuck is going on. Because y'all sat up there and y'all was jealous. You sat back and you watched me. And you knew the things I was going through and you said nothing. Why? Because it happened to you? So you just want to keep it going, ain't it? Nah, I'm about to, all that shit gonna fall back on y'all. All that shit gonna fall back on y'all. Y'all was better off telling y'all story and going to go heal and cutting off them toxins. Y'all was better off doing that. Because now y'all just as wrong and bad as the people that abuse you. I'll never respect that shit. Did I tell y'all anyway? Hold on, I gotta end this damn video. This video getting long as hell. But I'm gonna tell this one story and I'm gonna be done. I might do a part 2 because all of this is a lot. This is a lot. But anyway, the last conversation I had on the phone with my grandma. First of all, okay. My grandma used to tell me to call her. Growing up, when I would see my grandma, she used to tell me, tell her, it's something special about you, tell her. It's something special about you. Now I see exactly what the hell she was talking about. Because my grandma, she do witchcraft. I know you do. That's why you go to church. You go to church as a cover-up. The church is a cult. If you know, you know. Grandma, yes, I know. You probably was doing magic on my granddaddy too. And that's why he got them act the way he do walking around. He ain't sleep. Y'all look like some motherfuckers off of Get Out, but the black version. The way my granddaddy walking around after he used to be beating your ass. 20 years of whooping your ass and now he's just in love. I don't believe it. And I'm not buying it. Because if you was doing witchcraft on him, I know you probably was doing that shit on me. I know you was probably doing it on my mama. And maybe that's why my other grandma passed away. Was you doing it on her? Was you doing it on my mama and her fucking mom? Is that why my grandma lost her fucking life? Because y'all asses was over there doing witchcraft and shit, you dirty bitches. Anyway, yeah, so she would tell me to call her. My grandma would tell me to call her, right? Which is weird because you're the adult. Why you won't call me? But anyway, that's beside the point. It was one day I really needed somebody to talk to. And I decided, I'm like, let me reach out to my grandma and call her. I called my grandma. And I was like, hey, grandma. And she was like, hey. But the tone of her voice, it did not sound like she was happy to hear from me. It sounded like she was ready to get off the phone. It sounded like she just wanted to know why I was calling her, and that was it. It didn't sound like she intentionally wanted to have a conversation with me. So I was like, how you doing? Hey, grandma. And she was like, I'm doing good. How's the weather? And I was like, the weather is good. How about you? And she said, good. She was like, okay, baby, well, I'll talk to you. So I said, okay, grandma, because I felt awkward. Honestly, it kind of hurt my feelings. It really ain't even hurt my feelings because I never really had no close relationship with my grandma. I was closer to my other grandma than my dad, the grandma on my daddy's side anyway. So that ain't really bother me. It just kind of showed me early on what type of grandma I had. I had a deadbeat ass grandma. Girl, you was on the phone with me for like not even 2 minutes for real. That's sad. And I swear to God, when she'll see me, call me, tell her, give me a call, tell her. She said that shit all the time. Don't even know how to say my name. My name is Taylor, not Taylor. You probably can't even say that shit. You probably can't even say it. Anyway, so fast forward to the last phone conversation I ever had with my grandma in. My mama had put me out, and I was staying with these white people because they opened up their door to me. And at the time, I think I had lost my vehicle because I blew the engine in or something. I was still making payments, so I let them come and repo it or whatever, right? I'll never forget, I was sitting on that white lady couch, and I got a call from my grandma. I picked up the phone. I said, hello? My grandma, I forgot exactly what she said, but she was just like, what you doing? And then I probably told her what I was doing, or if she asked me something like, all I know was this what she really asked, this what stuck out to me. She asked me, do you still have your car? My grandma sat up there. Now keep in mind, I ain't heard no phone call. My daddy had done put me, my mama, my brother out. My grandma ain't called us not one fucking time. Nobody from my dad's side of the family called us. Not one time. So you mean to tell me months done went by, about a year done went by, ain't no telling how long I done heard from my grandma. Because it would be a very occasional thing. Like, it would be out of the blue. So when she called me, it kind of shocked me. Not really, because I was talking to my aunts and uncles, so they was obviously calling her, telling her everything. Do you know my grandma called my phone and asked me, do I still have my car? And God said, confuse the enemy. I told her, yes, I do. You know why I told her I did? Because I know that I already went and told everybody else my business. So when she came and she called my phone and she asked me that, I knew right then and there that my family on my dad's side was calling around and they were talking about me. And they were talking about what I was going through. They were talking about how my mom put me out. They were gossiping. This was entertainment to them. This made them excited. And my grandma had the nerve to call my phone thinking she was going to get some tea, and I served her some piss. Now you go and tell them what the fuck I said. Because I know she did. She wanted to hear it from me. And guess what? I knew to fucking lie to her ass. Because I already had told my uncle and my aunt the truth. I told them about like my car and how what was going on with it. So I knew when my grandma called and asked me about that. My grandma has never once helped me with no car payment. My grandma she ain't had nothing to do with that. I saw my grandma like maybe once a year. Not even that, honestly. And she would not call us. My grandma wouldn't even call me and my brother for our birthdays. And you got the nerve to call me and ask me about my car. Do I still have my car? So I told her, I was like, y'all still have my car? She was like, that's not what I heard. And I was like, well, yes, ma'am, I still have my car. And she was like, okay, then, well, bye. And she got off the phone with me. She didn't offer me no help. She didn't offer me no place to stay, like how they was letting my auntie Ann come back and stay with them. She didn't offer me nothing. She just wanted to know did I have my vehicle or not so she could get on the phone and fucking talk about me. My grandma. The people, one of the elders that y'all act like, oh, you can't talk about them. That's what the fuck she's doing. But anyway, this video getting long, so I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. I might do a part 2 because, yes, I love talking about this. Because they never thought it was going to come out. But y'all talked about me. Y'all let my tea come out. Y'all spreaded my business. So, yeah, let's talk about it. Anyway, thank y'all for watching this video. Go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm going to see you in my next one.